Trust and Believe Nomadcast stands on three foundational pillars: mental health and awareness, life lessons, and unique storytelling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 59 of the Trust and Believe Nomadcast here on the 17th of January 2022. And also today is Martin Luther King Jr., the national holiday as well. So all praises due. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we get started with anything, you know how we do. You know our normal battle rhythm. We got to take care of some housekeeping notes. If you look at the banner below, the Trust and Believe Nomadcast.buzzsprout.com continues to serve as your one-stop shop for all your audio, visual, and social media needs. For the audio folks, you can listen to the Nomadcast directly on the website, or if you have an Apple, a Spotify, a Google, an Amazon, a TuneIn account, or iHeart account, you can listen to it on there as well. And make sure you download and listen to it. For all your social media folks, I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. Now, if you're new to the YouTube universe, the YouTube stratosphere, you like what you hear, you like what you see, go ahead and click that subscribe button now and click that bell icon button now. Now you are notified of all the latest and greatest as it relates to the Trust and Believe Nomadcast. And anybody that's on social media and or the audio folks, tell a family member, tell a friend, tell anybody, tell the people you don't even like. Subscribe, follow, like to the Trust and Believe Nomadcast. I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it because it will help the sustainability of the Nomadcast. Got a great show lined up for you guys today. Monday Mental Kombat, as we always do, Monday Mental Kombat. And we're going to talk about success. I'm going to define 4 ways, 4 steps that we can utilize to be successful, right? Because, you know, a lot of people think it's dealing with finances and so on and so forth. But I carved out 4 simple ways that we can use to be successful. Stay tuned, stay locked. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you after the break. Monday Mental Kombat. Back everybody to the Trust and Believe Nomadcast here on the Monday Mental Kombat. And I think it's important that we attack Mondays with enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Because Monday, you know, if you think about it, if you don't set the conditions, if you don't set the mental conditions for Monday, our week usually results in a bad week, a failure week. Why did I do that this week? Let's use Monday as a springboard for success, a springboard for happiness, a springboard for productivity, because these are the things that we need. Building relations, whether it's family, work, just doing the right thing, being a great customer, a good patron, being a great coworker, being a great leader, being a great subordinate. You know, we can utilize those tools on a Monday, which, you know, again, sets the conditions for the rest of the week. So what I wanted to do today for Monday Mental Kombat, I want to talk about 4 things, right? 4 things, understand the 4 things we can do to be successful. Now, a lot of people use various metrics to measure success. Oh, you got to have $10 million in the bank. Oh, you got to have 85 cars when only one person can drive. Oh, I got to have 65 houses when only one person can live in it, right? Well, more people can live in it. But what I'm saying is we use a lot of these metrics and we're talking about success. Success can mean a lot of things in life. Success can be, well, I set out in 2022 to lose 10 pounds and I lost 15. That's success. If you set out to lose 10 pounds and you lost 11, that's success. Success isn't just monetary. It isn't just, you know, proprietal. It's not even about materialistic things. A lot of times success can be something simple as, you know what? I'm having a bad work day and I'm going to take the rest of the day off and I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to take a daggone nap. That can be success. So it's all about the person that's dealing with it, how he or she determines success. So having the money, the house, the cars, and everything, that is great. But what's really important is those minute things when we talk about success. Value your success. Define your success. So we're going to talk about four things. Four things we can do to be successful. So the very first thing that we can do to be successful is having the right attitude. How do we have the right attitude? It could be something simple as getting up in the morning. And it was a Navy admiral years ago said your first task in the morning should be to make your bed. Well, actually, you should give honor and thanks, read your word. But also making your bed is one of those essential tasks that I think we should accomplish in life, because it's something to me. When you make a bed in the morning, it's almost like a sense of accomplishment. And now you don't realize mentally that sets the conditions for the rest of the day. Now you go ahead and conduct your personal hygiene and you get ready for work, and you may go over some notes if you have a meeting or a presentation or something. We can be successful in how we approach the day by being in the right attitude. Because if you go to work in a great attitude, no matter what happened, you eventually will overcome any challenging obstacles that happens in the workplace. And it's not just work. It's dealing with people at the grocery store. It's dealing with people in your household, dealing with your friends. Having that right attitude, I'm telling you, can propel you to greatness. And that's how we be successful. A couple of other things we can add to that. How do we approach things in life? Are we always negative? Man, I can't stand going down this street. It's always a red light. Well, if you had came down the street a little bit earlier, the light would have been green. How do we engage in our tasks? I talked about making the bed in the morning. Do you have to get a presentation ready for your boss? Yeah, he probably should have done it, but he or she is relying on you to finish the job. It could be laziness on his part. It could be trust on your part. So whenever you have something to do for others, if it relates to work, go ahead and take it, because for some reason they asked you to fulfill this obligation. But now you can add all that stuff into your evaluations, to your NCORs for all my military folks. You can do all that and show that you are going above and beyond the standards, right? Having the right attitude just to make sure that we're doing the right thing, we're being responsible for everything that we're trying to do. Your attitude, your mindset, how are you overcoming these obstacles? How are we overcoming negative people? You're having the right mindset. And if you have the right attitude, I'm telling you, it will take you far and far away. Just like the Disney folks, far, far away. It will take you that far. Having the right attitude. Number 2, showing gratitude. This is timeless. This is something that we in our current society, in our current modern society, has lost. Showing gratitude is something simple as going to a restaurant. And even if they don't greet you properly, which they should, because that is should be part of their standard operating procedure. But when a waiter or waitress comes to your table, hi, my name is such and such. Welcome to such and such. Can I start you off with a drink? Can I start you off with an appetizer? You're showing gratitude to that person, because they're dealing with a lot of stress, especially people that work in that type of food service industry. They're relying on tips. They may have to share tips with the bus boy. So if they provide you a great conversation, of course, they're not all in your business. They letting you breathe while you enjoy your meal. But if they establish a great rapport, a great conversation, they cater to all your restaurant needs, as it relates to beverages, as it relates to appetizers, food, condiments, etc. Show a depth of gratitude and thank them for their service, right? And it's not just for military thanking for their service. Thanks to these restaurant folks for their service, and also give them a great tip. That's showing a depth of gratitude. And when you do that, do you realize you pay that forward? We pay that forward. And we talk about blessings on blessings. That is how we're blessed with that, right? Showing that depth of gratitude. We can also talk about being thoughtful, being kind-hearted, having a kindred spirit. Those are ways that we can be thoughtful. Could be have gratitude. Do you realize also showing gratitude is in volunteering? And I told you the volunteering story I had years ago when I was a recruiter in Detroit, and I had the disgruntled Vietnam vet that blamed me for him not making staff sergeant. But I felt a sense of gratitude being in my own home city, right? Taking my future soldiers, guys and gals who was getting ready to go to the Army, right? Taking them down there to a soup kitchen, right? And showing them, hey, you know, I know life has hit you hard, but there's a better way. There's a way we can look at this positively. Now, there's a few folks in there that was kind of acting unruly. Got it, get it, understood, acknowledged. But by and large, it was a sense of gratitude. And when I asked the future soldiers how did they feel about that, they felt great. You know, we helped people out, we served, we cleaned up, we made conversation with people. That's showing gratitude. Something simple as volunteering. And also complimenting people is showing a sense of gratitude. Hey, that's a nice outfit. Oh, when did you get your hair done? Man, that's a nice cut. Where you get them shoes from? Man, that car is really nice. Or even take it to the workplace. You know, I like the way those slides look. I appreciate it. I like the way you kept your composure when the boss was hitting you hard with those questions. You know, you stood against the wall and you did the things you need to do. You know, it could be go with mother and father. Hey, Dad, appreciate all the work you're doing. Hey, Mom, you know, you're doing a great job today. That's a compliment. Treat them to dinner. You know what I mean? So it's multiple ways that we can show gratitude to be successful, you know. And I think sometimes we have to kind of look at ourselves. And I know this is one of the things I had that challenged me for years was showing gratitude. Because it was almost like, well, you're supposed to say that. But no, just because you do a lot of these great things, a lot of people won't even give you gratitude. It may be something simple as a smile or something simple as a thank you. But showing gratitude definitely is one of the keys to be successful in life. Number 3, probably one of the most important, is staying healthy. You heard the term stay fit to fight, right? Because if you fit, you can fight. When we talk about staying healthy as a way to be successful, we can look at it from an exercise point of view. Well, I want my arms bigger. I want my back stronger. I want to have the 40-pack abs. I want my cardio to increase. But also with that, we got to think about if you're not around, how can you be successful? Lowering the cholesterol. I know that's one of my issues right now is I got to shed that cholesterol because this guy loves hot potato chips and I like fried food. So those are some of the things I have to, you know, overcome. And if I want to be successful in life, those are the things I have to overcome. And it's all about challenging yourself and taking yourself to task. Because a lot of times we don't do that as a society. We don't do that as individuals. We have to take ourselves to task. If I want to be successful as it relates to health, I have to freaking learn how to trim fur, right? I have to lose this weight. I have to get my cholesterol down. I have to get my blood pressure down, increase my cardio, increase my weightlifting, my bodybuilding. Because a lot of the so-called experts, the fitness experts will tell you there's no, what does they call that? There's no spot reducing as it relates to weight loss, as it relates to losing inches on the waist. There's no spot reducing. You have to work it all from head to toe. So that is how we can stay successful. You know, just being healthy. And even if we're talking about lifting weights and doing cardio and all these other things, we got to make sure we eat right. Are we eating late at night? You know, a lot of the people, experts will tell you, well, don't eat nothing past 8 o'clock. And I'm one of them folks. It's hard to do that, Doc. Lord knows it's hard because we be laying up in the bed and I be wanting some chips and I want some daggone lemonade. But we also have to look at certain foods that can act as serve as an alternative. Okay, instead of eating the chips, let's go ahead and chop some carrots. Let's eat a salad. But then you got to be careful about eating the salad because then you may have the type of salad dressing that has a lot. So it's so much you got to do. But by and large, if you continue to stay healthy, be healthy, stay fit to fight, you can be successful. We can be successful. You know, you look at people that's obese, people that's large in life as it relates to weight. They have to do things in their own footprint to be successful. You see it with these 600-pound shows that come on TV. They're trying to do things to improve, to be successful. And yeah, the work may be hard and maybe laborious and maybe long, but they're trying to do things to be successful, 1 pound at a time, 1 inch at a time. And that's where we have to look at it, because it's no overnight success when it talks about health. Small victories each and every day. Last one, number 4. Let's just be fearless. You want to accomplish things in life in order to be successful? We got to be fearless. We have to be fearless. We cannot be scared. You know, as the folks say, we can't be scarred. We can't be scared of anything. Now, you may have, some reservations about certain things. You may ask yourself, well, I don't know if I can do this, but we can't be fearful. And that's not only dealing with something that dealing with you. Think about a boss, someone that's in charge of you, a senior that's in charge of you. You can't stand them, but you need to stand up to him or her to get this position, to get this recommendation. And you're going to be tactful when you talk to this person. You're going to be respectful. You're going to be diplomatic when you talk to this person. But it may be a time where you may have to stand up to the boss and say, hey, I'm the one that created that account. I'm the one that got the account, with the numbers that's we've never met before in this company. So why am I not getting a raise? Where's my raise at? Why is Ted getting everything? And sometimes you may have to stand up for yourself. You may have to stand up for others and put yourself on the line. Put your reputation on the line. We did that in recruiting. A lot of times we had to do things and we got blamed for everything as a recruiter. But a lot of times we had to put our own career on the line sometimes to ensure that a person, a male or female, enlisted into the Army, right? A lot of other things we can do. Again, talking about fighting for what's right. If you have an employee that's getting mistreated, verbally, physically, what have you, you may have to be fearless and stand up to the person or persons that's conducting these negative operations, these negative acts. You may have to stand up to that boss and say, hey, Jimmy is over here harassing Terry. Now, Terry's a great worker, a great person. I'm standing up for Terry because Jimmy knows he's wrong. You may have to do these things. So to be fearless, sometimes you have to do fearless things to be successful. If you look at all the successful people in the world, whether it's people that's been entrepreneurs or people in the stock market or entertainers, athletes, or what have you, they've all had they overcame some level of being fearless. Because I don't think in this society we can be scared of a lot of things, because you realize so many people's hopes and dreams have died because they were scared, right? Because they was fearful of leaving it home, fearful of walking outside the door, fearful of going to school, fearful of making a relationship with a person that can cultivate the things that they want to do. As I close this, one of the things I think we have to understand also with being fearless, I think we have to know our fear. A lot of times you have to know what you know. Be comfortable knowing what you know. Like me, for example, I know one of my fears in life. Well, I have a couple fears. One of my fears in life is being in oceans, right? Surrounded by large bodies of water. I talked about this on a few Nomad casts ago. Large bodies of water. I have fear. Lord knows I do. And those that know me very well, they know this. But when we were in Okinawa, Japan, I knew I wanted to be part of the dragon boat team. Now I'm in the middle of the daggone ocean, right? Paddling, doing all these things, to be a part of the dragon boat team, because I wanted to be part of something. My wife had joined the dragon boat team, and she loves aqua activities, and I wanted to be part of it. So I knew I had to overcome this fear that I have of being in the water. I knew I had to. And I was in that water, and I told the story about the boat, our practice boat almost overturning, and I went ballistic. But you can listen to that story as well. But I knew I had to overcome that fear. I had to display a level of fearlessness. And I was scared, man. But I knew I had to be fearless. I knew I had to be, in order to be part of the dragon boat team, to be part of that lineage, to be part of that culture. it was phenomenal, so it's one of those things in life. I knew I wasn't a good swimmer. I know I'm not a good swimmer. I knew that. So as I talked about it, I was comfortable knowing what I knew. And I knew I wasn't a great swimmer. I knew I was fearful of being in large bodies of water. And I think the biggest thing is because I can't control it. There's no sense of control. But it's something I had to overcome, something I had to do. And thank God I did it. And thank God I flipped in that freaking ocean and so on and so forth, right? So that's what I want to talk about today as I close this. I titled it, the original title was going to be 4 things we can do to be successful. And I think when we look at that, there's so many ways that we can be successful. And it's not just 4 ways. 4 ways is how can we look at something and know that if I want to be great, these are the things I have to do. Again, with these lists that I provide every Monday, or whenever I do these lists, they're linear. I mean, they're fluid. It's not just, okay, these are the 4. He said these are the 4 and keep it moving. It's so many things we can utilize, so many ways we can to be successful. I just picked 4 of these, and I thought, they're prevalent to what we're going through right now in society. I think it's just, I think it meets the criteria for how we're dealing with people in society, how we dealing with situations in society. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. So I'm glad you guys tuned in today. Again, that concludes today's Monday Mental Kombat. Just a real short one. 4 ways, 4 things we can do to be successful. Again, that list is fluid. There's so many lists out there in the world. And I took a lot of this stuff, at least took the titles from theink.com, and I put a link in the description as well. And it's something, again, we talk about Monday Mental Kombat. These are ways that we can challenge ourselves for the greater good. Because there's so many people at work, so many people at home right now want to make a pivot in their life, whether, dealing with work, dealing with bosses, dealing with finances, whatever. So we're all looking for something that mentally challenges us, that mentally stimulates us. And that's why we talk about these things on Monday Mental Kombat. It's just a way that we can think, because the ultimate goal is for us to be productive members in society and doing the right thing each and every day when opportunity presents itself, and also doing the right things when no one is looking. It's called discipline. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Tomorrow we'll be talking on a Tuesday, so we'll have fun with that. Again, take care of yourself and others, do the right thing, and just think about it. 4 ways that we can be successful, and just try it out. We'll be surprised at how we come out of it. Please add your comments in the YouTube channel, like, follow, download, do all the et ceteras, and appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow for talking on a Tuesday. Trust and believe.